Good morning, Facebook world. We're within the group for Cinderella's Closet of Mid-Missouri, and we are here this morning with Lori. She is the gal behind this amazing mission, and I just wanted to come in here. We've had one gal that just dropped off. It was our one of our gals, Tristan, just dropped off about 10 dresses with a couple pairs of shoes and a purse. So we have our first drop off. But just wanted to come in here and talk with you talk to Lori about her mission, kind of what she's been doing and how we can help her and what her goals are. So go for it.
Well, let me tell you how it started.
Yeah.
There was a lady in Kentucky that about 14 years ago, she was in a resale shop, and which we have lots of them in Columbia, which is awesome. She was in a resale shop, and she was behind a lady in line, and she had her foster daughter, and the foster daughter found a beautiful dress, and they just couldn't afford it. It just wasn't in the budget.
Yeah.
And it just broke her heart. She paid for the dress, and she said, okay, God, if you can use me in this way, this is what I want to do. And so she started it, and I had looked into it a couple of years ago for here, just because my story is that I didn't have the confidence in high school, and I've always wanted girls, I wanted to be able to share with girls so that they would have the confidence in high school. I didn't want them to have to go through what I went through.
Right.
And so this is just a step towards that. And in October, I finally decided this is the time.
Yeah.
And God just threw the doors wide open, because we've already, just since October, we've collected over 400 dresses.
That's awesome.
And shoes and purses and a huge box of jewelry, which is fantastic.
Yes.
And so we're starting with just one school this year. It's the Fulton High School.
Right. And that's because you're from that area.
I am from that
Yeah.
area, and it's also the only high school in that town.
Right.
And so it was a good place to start.
Yeah.
And the reason is because I want to get this first one under our belt, the first event, make sure we've got everything under control. We have everything we need, all the volunteers, and enough dresses. Well, we've been over-provided with that, which is fantastic. Go ahead.
Now, how many, whenever the girls, like, so I know that there's, you get given names of the girls to be able to come and shop for the dresses. So you talk about where those come from. That way, if somebody knows of somebody that,
Absolutely.
where they can, I guess, help those girls where they send them.
The girls are all referred to us by their high school counselor, a social agency, CASA, DFS, any of those social organizations, or a church. And it's for girls that need that confidence boost, that just really need to be shown some grace and respect, or girls that there's no way they could go to prom. They couldn't afford it.
Right.
And so...
Yeah, because dresses are expensive.
They are.
And it's crazy.
And
for like a one-time thing.
Even at resale shops, sometimes the dresses can be expensive.
Right.
And so even though we've got those here in Columbia, and that's wonderful, this is an event that's not just about the dress.
Right.
It's first, let me go back with the counselors and everybody being referred to us. We don't get all the information of the girls. We just know their first name and maybe a last letter, so we don't get them confused.
Yeah.
And then that way it can't be abused.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So once they're referred to us, and I said that we started with the Fulton High School, which is what we're doing, but if there's a social organization or a person that wants to refer somebody from Columbia or Jeff City or North Callaway, Boone, whatever, Booneville, I'm not going to turn them away this year. So if we have other girls from other areas, that's fine.
That's good to know.
I just haven't contacted the counselors at the high schools in Columbia yet. That's my next year's project. This year I want to start with just the one.
Right.
But like I said, if somebody's coming from another area, they're more than welcome. I won't turn anybody away.
Awesome. What has your experience been as far as like who have you reached out to be able to? Oh, hi, Kelly. That's my friend. Who have you reached out to be able to like make the connections that you had, and who do you need more connections to? Is there anything that the community can do? more of, or have you had a really good response?
I tell you what, I have just been floored at the response. Everybody that I've talked to thinks it's just a wonderful project, you know, just to lift girls up,
Right.
you know. So I think the thing I need most, or we need most right now, shoes are harder to come by because you can keep them for other things, you know, so I understand that.
And when you say shoes, you don't just they don't just have to be, she said hi, you don't have to just, they don't have to just be heels, correct?
That's correct. We're talking shiny, glittery, silver, gold, black, you know.
Flip-flop, like flats, flip-flops.
Yeah.
I love my 4-inch heels, but I know not everybody else does.
I can't wear 4-inch heels anymore. And not all high school girls want to, you know.
Absolutely.
So,
I think Reagan wore like sparkly Toms or something. Something
Yeah.
oh, hi, Dee. Oh, my friends are on there. Yay.
Yay.
Yay. Awesome. So sorry. Yeah. So with shoes, they can be any kind of style.
Yes. And the other thing I'm having trouble with is hairstylists. And let me explain why. At the event, the girls are, when they come in, they're given a fairy godmother. And so she then takes them and shows them grace and respect. It's kind of like a high-end store experience, you know, where they come in and they're given compliments, and the fairy godmother carries everything, helps them find the perfect dress, the jewelry and the shoes to go with it to make the perfect outfit. Then we want to take their picture for them so that they'll have that. And then that way, you know, if they can't afford pictures at prom, at least they have this and they can remember the experience.
Absolutely.
Then once that's done, everything goes down to be wrapped in pretty packages and tissue paper and steamed for them to be able to take home. So while that's being done, then they get to go in and get hair and makeup tips.
Okay.
So I have more people that can do the makeup than can do the hair.
Okay.
And the reason the hairstylist is a problem is because our event is on a Saturday, April 14th, and Saturdays are really busy, and that's a good money-making time, you know, for their business. So, so to get a stylist to come in is a little difficult. So maybe there's a home stylist. Maybe there's somebody out there that does hair in their home, or they've done it before and they've stopped doing it because they're a mom. You know, or something else. If there's somebody like that, that would be wonderful if I could get a hold of you. It's an all-day event, but even if I had, I need at least two stylists. And so if I have somebody come in for, a few hours or half a day.
Okay. And when you talk about like having the event, having the fairy godmother there, will you talk about where that's going to be?
Sure.
So that, and like the time frame. So that,
it's April 14th. It's at Central Christian Church. The reason for that in Fulton.
Okay, there you go.
It's not actually in Fulton. It's about 4 miles west of Fulton on WW. So that's a road everybody here in Columbia knows. WW goes straight through from here to Fulton. And so it's about 4 miles before you get to Fulton. It's on the north side of the road. And the reason it's at the church is, number one, it's my church. But number two, Cinderella's Closet is affiliated with the church so that it keeps its integrity. And so we'll have it there. And everything, it can't be stored at our church. It's a good venue for it right now, but
heard your husband's been helping make some.
He has. So we've got all the dresses and everything at our home. We'll take it all the day before. So, you know, if there's somebody that wants to help us set up the day before because they want to be a part of it, but they can't be there on Saturday, you're more than welcome to show up. Just go ahead.
I was just saying, and talk about where this started, because so like which is super nice. You haven't had to develop this like all on your own, but the place in Kentucky that has done this, that's been very amazing to be able to help you kind of guide what you've done, because it's hard to take something and do it from scratch, but to be able to kind of help them say like, do this, don't do this. This is what I've learned. Talk about that.
Well, the person in Kentucky, like I said, that started this, her name's Erin Peterson, and she's still doing it after 14 years and still just as vibrant and excited, and she's just a really great person to talk to. I got a hold of Cinderella's Closet just through the internet, and I gave her my phone number as well. She called me, and we talked for an hour. I mean, she is just amazing, and so she said, if you sign an agreement, which is just a 2-page, really light agreement with them, they request that you keep the integrity by working with referrals and by holding it at a church. And the only other thing is they give you all of their backgrounds. So she said, if you don't know how to talk to a counselor or who to reach out to, call me. I'll tell you. Nice. And I've talked to her probably 4 different times. Well, then I found out there's another person in Cincinnati that is doing a Cinderella's Closet. Her name's Sarah. And so she piped in. And so between the two of them, they've provided forms and background and just everything I would need other than going out and doing it myself. Yeah. You know, if I don't know how to reach out to somebody or who to reach out to, she's let me know. I've asked, okay, what snacks do you provide? What do you do at the event? You know, and they give you a list of, okay, in January you need to be doing this. In February you need to be doing this. It's the whole schedule, what their committees are, you know, as far as, I mean, they've got one core committee that works on it all year round, and then how they get their other helpers and what they do. They even had like t-shirts. One of the lady in Cincinnati had this t-shirt made, and she said, this is who I went through. So we went through there, so we didn't have to pay for the setup cost. Yeah. Now there are some local ones that I want to go through, local t-shirt people that I want to go through from here on out. Right.
And how, like, with the gal from Kentucky, with her starting that, I guess we're kind of like out of the picture here. With the gal that started in Kentucky, where, like, how much has it grown over 14 years?
Oh, she said this last year they had over 3,000 dresses to choose from, and they served 450 girls.
Wow. And is that just from one school, or did they open it, like, did they work with others, multiple schools? They have multiple schools. And she said there's a couple of schools that, and I asked about the stigma of, you know, well, she got her dress from Cinderella's Closet, you know, she couldn't afford her dress or whatever. But do they have to know, though, really?
No, they don't. Now, we are going to take some pictures and some video at the event just to show people what it's like. I mean, and what it does for these girls, how happy they are. Yeah. So, she said, Erin said that there's no stigma there. It's all about the event, not just the dress. It's all about the confidence boost and the being loved on and respected. You know, and so she said it's not. There's no stigma. Yeah. So she's even gone into the school. There's one school that she goes to that all of the girls could use it. And so she goes in, she sets up a table during their lunch hour, and anybody that wants to sign up can sign up at that point.
That's incredible. Yeah. That's awesome. All right, so vision time. Where do you see this going? Or, like, what have you already kind of had that you've done that you love and you want to keep, or something that maybe hasn't worked, or, like, where you see this growing as far as, like, our local community, like in mid-Missouri?
Well, that's why I named it Cinderella's Closet of Mid-Missouri, because I want to branch out to all of mid-Missouri, which would be Boonville and Jeff City and, you know, Fulton and Columbia and all of that central area. Next year, I'm hoping to branch out into all of Columbia. Since there's 4 high schools, that's a lot. Right. So I want to be working throughout the year. So don't think that even though I have like 400 dresses or more, that's not enough. Right. Like Erin had 3,000 for 450 girls. Right. Because they want a choice. Yeah. You know, and your sizes are different.
And stuff that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So my big vision is I want to reach out to everybody. We may wind up having to do like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday event to be able to serve everybody, because each girl has their own appointment at a specific time, and she gets to bring her letter and so and show her school ID. I failed to say that they need to be girls that are enrolled in school. Okay. So I mean, they don't have to have A's or anything like that. Right. It's just that they need to be in good standing with their school. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So eventually, I have had several people suggest different things that, like, we do something on the day of prom. That's kind of problematic in the fact that all the parents that might be donating their time also have kids in school, you know, that are getting ready for prom and doing their thing too. So I thought the other day, you know, it would be nice if when we do Fulton's prom, we have some parents from Columbia come help for that day. Yeah. But on the day of Columbia's proms, people from Fulton or, you know, Jeff City or whatever can come and help on that for that event. Yeah. So we may need a church in Columbia to do the Columbia event. So that's kind of in the works. I got to figure that out.
Well, and I think too, like sororities, different things like that have like this big group of girls that, I mean, anybody that, I feel like girls that are in sororities are a little bit out. I don't do makeup or anything like that, but like those girls, like they love doing makeup, they love doing hair, and then they also need different hours and stuff like that to volunteer. And so it could definitely be something like that. So maybe it's not the parents, but you're getting young girls that are in sororities or different organizations like that are able to help and volunteer as well.
That'd be wonderful because they're closer in age, so they could really give those girls a boost too. That confidence boost that, you know what, high school's okay, and then you get college, and it's okay, you'll be all right.
Yes.
So if there's sororities out there that would want to contact us, that would be fantastic.
Perfect.
I would love to do something on the day of, and then we also have a suggestion of doing, a lot of times the guys can't provide, they can't buy or rent the tux or whatever, and so eventually we want to look into the boys piece of it.
Right.
That will be a little bit different because they don't need all of the makeup and all of the, the other stuff. So their appointments would be a little shorter. It'd just be fitting them.
Absolutely.
And I failed to mention that at the event, we also are going to have seamstresses. So if they need straps raised or something's not fitting just right or they need something hemmed, they'll be there to do that. And they can do that on site so the girls can still take their dress with them. So, it should all work out really well. They have done it, they as in Kentucky and Cincinnati, they've been doing it for several years, and it's just bloomed. Awesome. So there's some videos on my Facebook page from Kentucky that just kind of show some of the girls and how excited they get, and some of the fairy godmothers and how much they love it because they're giving back.
Awesome. Yeah, and we'll share that. We'll pull those from her thing to post it in this event, and then we'll also tag her Facebook page too, so that you guys can follow along. And if somebody's not able to come and drop it off today, which you guys, she brought snacks.
Yeah.
Look at that, and we have mimosas and water and all that stuff. So if you're out and about, just drop by. Even if you just have one thing, that makes a big difference. And then if somebody can't make it today, what is the best way for them to be able to drop something off?
My contact information you have.
Yes.
And then it's also on my Facebook page. So you are more than welcome to contact me. I work downtown in Columbia, so I've had people drop things off at my work. I work at Commerce Bank.
Do you want some money or do you want a dress? That's fine. Yeah.
So I've had people drop them off there.
That's great of them to be able to let you accept that. That's great of them.
They have.
Good job, Commerce Bank.
Yes, there's a closet that I can just kind of put the dresses into till I can take them home. I had two show up yesterday.
Cinderella's closet, in the bank.
So I've had people drop them off there. I've met people in Sam's parking lot and picked them up. Yeah. So I'm willing to make arrangements just so we can have the opportunity to have those resources.
Perfect.
So
well, we'll put her. I'll shoot a picture of her card and stuff too, so that way you guys have all that. But awesome. Well, is there anything else? Our goal today is 50 dresses.
Yep.
I think we already got. I think Tristan dropped off 10.
I think so.
We're close. But if you guys want to come by, drop off dresses, shoes, jewelry, purses.
Visit with us. Let us if you want to volunteer with us. Yeah. It takes a whole host of people at the event to help. And then I'm going to need help throughout the year. Even if you couldn't come on a Saturday, I'm going to need help throughout the year with social media, which I'm terrible at. I will honestly admit that. So if somebody out there wants to help me with that, that'd be wonderful.
It's hard. It's very hard.
But other things too. I'm going to need to do fundraising so that we can pay for a lot of the bags and the tissue paper and the snacks and all the different things that have to go into this.
And I know another thing is that a couple people, there's one, who is this? I'll talk about our spray tan gal, but who's the one that you talked about donating a spray tan for the girls to be able to draw? Wasn't there a
Bronzed and Beautiful?
Yeah, so Bronzed and Beautiful, and then Bronzed by Design here in Columbia, Jennifer Heydrich, they're donating a spray tan. So that, and how is that going to work as far as the prizes?
We're going to do, I'm calling it my fishbowl, but we'll have a fishbowl that I'll put in all of the different gift certificates that we've been given, and then all of the girls, I'll have those, and then all the girls' names that come to the event, they'll go in that bowl, and we'll just draw out, and then to get that to them, we will go through their counselor or whoever was referred, whoever
to
referred them, right, so that they can get that information. We also had, since we're talking about those, Nafisa, which is the salon downtown. Okay, I walked in, and I have to tell you, I talked with Sarah, the owner, and she was just fabulous. She was so nice, so generous. She has offered, since Saturdays are really busy, it's hard to get a stylist, but she has offered for 2 gift certificates for girls to come in and get a hair and makeup tips for 30 minutes with some of the stylists that know how to do updos and that type of thing, and then a grand prize of doing the hair and makeup on the day of prom.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So, I
Good job, Sarah.
just got those.
Awesome.
So this
well, that would be good. Even if if you're a business owner here in town or in the Fulton area, just even a gift certificate for a pedicure, a manicure,
or
getting
doing
the
nails.
hair done, any of that stuff. Or if you want to donate that to somebody, so if you want to buy it and then donate it to them, there's so many ways you can get involved if you don't have the dresses and the shoes and the purses. And so it takes a village to definitely make this happen.
It does.
It's let's do this little thing, and it gets massive.
It does, in a hurry.
Well, bless you for doing this. I know this is a fantastic thing, and so many people are excited about it. So.
I'm really excited.
Yay.
I'm so glad that so many people are behind us.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, good job.
Thank you.
Way to go.
And thank you for holding this event.
Absolutely.
Finding a place to have a drop-off in Columbia is difficult.
You know. No, we're more than happy to do it. So awesome.
Thanks.
All right, guys, now come and fill our space up with some dresses, and
Please.
we'll do the big hurrah of at the end what all we gather. So stay tuned.
And you can have snacks as well.
Yes, snacks and stuff. So, all right.
Thanks.
Thank you. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.